the aid suggests you can give birth to the babies a lot faster if you will just take a few shortcuts. That is a lie from the pits of hell. That is a lie. The truth of the matter is, when we do it God's way, we will not birth the baby prematurely, and the baby will not die, and the baby will not suffer, because the mother is healthy and the mother is ready to produce. They want the easy way. I didn't plan on talking about any of this either. I can tell you right now, they're feeling the pressure of what mega churches and mega pastors are doing, filling up coliseums and all of these things. I'm not going to step out on a limb and say they're going to hell. God is the judge. But what I am going to say is we don't have to change. We don't have to move. We don't have to digress. We don't have to move off of repentance, baptism in Jesus' name, the infilling of the Holy Ghost with the evidence of speaking in other tongues. We don't have to move off of our dress, the hair, the makeup. We don't have to move off of the jewelry. We don't have to move off of that. God's looking for a people that are not ashamed to stand out.
Amen.
Not to be self-righteous.
All right, come on.
Not to become pious.
Come on.
Not to have the attitude of we're better than you. Oh, no. But to be a light. To show people there's a better way. There's a better alternative. There's a better path. Oh, God. Oh, God. I have a full message on spiritual abortion. Maybe God would permit me to preach it here sometime. Or maybe it's for another church. But I'm telling you right now, spiritual abortion, it works several ways. Spiritual abortion is when we kill the baby before it's even born. When we kill the new converts when they come in and they don't have that, and that we don't give them enough time to develop a relationship with God. But I'll tell you where else spiritual abortion lies is when we just totally turn everybody loose and say you're covered by grace. You're covered by grace. No lies, no conviction. Don't move. Don't move. God will give birth at the right time. The Spirit will give birth to what you've been praying for, what you have been fasting for, what you have been sacrificing for. And I see it coming very soon. There is a promise coming down the dusty road. I see the souls coming in. I see them coming in by the hundreds, yea, the thousands. See them coming in. Oh God. But in order for a natural birth to take place, the mother has to take care of herself. The mother has to be sure she's not taking any harmful toxins into her body. Well, Brother Chaulk, I've heard of mothers that drink. I've heard of mothers that smoke. I've heard of mothers that do drugs. Their babies still turn out fine. Well, yes, you know, God, He does protect people. But the truth, exactly. Brother Driscoll just filled in the blanks. But the truth of the matter is, they don't have as good of a life as what they could have had. Because the mother failed. in an area.
Yes, yes. Come on, this is good.
A mother has to be sure she's eating right.
Yes, sir.
She's receiving proper nourishment.
Right, right.
She has to be sure that she is getting plenty of rest.
All right, come on.
That she is not overextending herself.
Amen.
She has to make sure she is not pushing herself beyond
come on.
what her body will allow her
That's
to.
good. My God.
Because she has one goal. One goal. In 9 months, we're going to have a bouncing baby boy.
All right.
In 9 months, we're going to have a beautiful blonde-haired, blue-eyed little girl.
All right, come on.
Or maybe it's going to be twins, or maybe it's going to be triplets, or quadruplets, quintuplets, whatever the case. Amen. I'm telling you right now, God wants to give you a quadruplet kind of revival.
All right, I believe it.
Quadruplet kind of harvest. But the church has to make sure that it's healthy. The church has to be sure that it's not partaking of any harmful toxins that the world has to offer. The church has to make sure that it's not pushing itself beyond.
All right, come on.
Beyond.
Come on, that's good.
To where it's unhealthy.
Yes, sir.
The church has to stay the church. In order for this baby to produce, there can't be any harmful toxins of unforgiveness, or bitterness, or jealousy, or envy, or strife, or sedition, or heresy, or lust, or hypocrisy, lasciviousness. The list goes on.
Right.
Any of the works of the flesh, that body has got to be healthy. That body must be taken care of. That body must be a praying. That body must be a fasting. That body must be living right. Because the time of delivery is drawing near, that the Spirit would give birth to the church.
Yeah, come on. That's good. That's good.
Let's lift our hands for a minute. Oh God. That mother has to live a sanctified, purified life. Just as the mother in the natural is advised by doctors to not do certain things. Because the truth of the matter is, there may be a possibility, there may be a slight chance, there may be an angle that mother can hold on to once she goes into the delivery room of still having a healthy baby.
Yes, sir.
But then the question you also have to ask is, what is the mother risking?
All right.
What is the mother risking?
Come on. Yeah.
Shanamahai. This harvest is a healthy one. This harvest is a pure one. This harvest is a holy one. This harvest will involve people that are coming in, that they're tired of religion. They're tired of all the junk and all the mess that they're dealing with. They're tired of the emptiness. They're tired of the loneliness. They're tired of the drugs. They're tired of the parties. They're tired of the pornography. They're tired of everything that's going on. They're looking for something that would change their life. And the only way that it will change is if a mother is healthy. Mother is made whole. Mother is active. Amen. If the mother is soul winning, if the mother is teaching Bible studies, if the mother is knocking doors, talking about the church, if the mother is involved, if the mother is faithful, if the mother is not one way during the week and then something else on the church pew.
All right. Come on. Yes, sir. Well, That's good.
So we hear of different things in the natural that prevent pregnancy.
Right.
Physical issues with the man or the woman. Just people that live unrestricted, unrestrained lives. People that are reckless. People that are full throttle into drugs and into alcohol and into abusing themselves with mankind. And the Bible does speak of that very specifically in the last days, of abusers of themselves with mankind. Incontinent, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers. The list goes on and on and on.
Come on. Yes, sir.
Seducing spirits, doctrines of devils. It is rampant. It's not only in the world, but it's in the church. But what if one day, I asked the question at the very beginning of this message, one day in the life of the church of North America, if they just simply stepped out of the way and they said, God, we give up. We want you to do it. We want you to perform it. I'm telling you, it will translate into the most mighty spiritual awakening that the church has ever seen before. So, Brother Chaulk, what's going on in the Middle East?
Yeah, come on. My God.
What's going on in Washington, D.C. right now?
All right, come on.
What is the president going to do?
Come on.
Whether you voted for him or not, that's your business.
Right.
What? I pray for him, I can tell you that much.
Yes, sir, we do.
But here's the thing. Everybody right now is just in a terror frenzy about this group called ISIS. ISIL, whoever they are.
Right.
A bunch of people running around in a bunch of black suits. Scared to death. If we have the Holy Ghost, that ought to drive us to prayer.
There you go. Yes, sir.
If we have the Holy Ghost, that ought to drive us to get close to God.
All right.
If we have the Holy Ghost, that ought to drive us to stand and to look up, for our redemption draw nigh.
Yes, sir.
We are that much closer to the rapture when people are getting beheaded, when things are happening all over the world. It's God's way of saying, come to the church! Come to the church! I'm drawing you to the church! You want a haven? You want a refuge? You want a ticket out of this world to the sunny banks of sweet deliverance? Come to the church! Come to the church. Wars and rumors of wars, earthquakes in divers places. Nation rising against nation and kingdom against kingdom.
Yes. Amen.
But yet we have the truth.
Right.
And they're looking for an answer.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
All we've got to do is follow through with the doctor. All we've got to do is what the Bible says, and He will bring in the harvest.
Yes, sir.
I cannot help but think, Brother Driscoll, all of this stuff just does not happen without there being some kind of blessing, without there being some kind of a revival, some kind of light at the end of the tunnel. Some kind of awakening. I haven't even broken into my message. As a matter of fact, we're following the Holy Ghost from this point on. Brother David Shatwell, pastor in Okemah, Oklahoma, very renowned and gifted preacher and pastor, conference speaker, man of God. On the night that my grandfather, Brother Kilgore, passed away in Houston at West Houston Medical Center, My wife and I, we were there in the hospital. We witnessed everything.
All right.
People saw visions of angels coming in the room. My wife felt them. Amen. I'm not going to stand here and say that I'm better than anyone else because I was with the bishop when he died, but I'm going to tell you right now, I felt something happen in me.
All right. Yes, sir.
I felt something change in me. I felt my ministry change. I felt my burden change. You're talking about a man of 38 years who poured his life. He poured his resources. He had no retirement.
Right.
It was all about the kingdom.
All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That man, 7 hours in an attic on Market and Rouse in Houston, Texas. That church had never had a breakthrough. But he got a hold of God. He got a hold of the horns of the altar. He prayed. He cried. He wept. He interceded. He travailed. He had an encounter with God. He came out of there with his eyes bloodshot.
Right. Right.
Hair messed up. But he felt refreshed. He knew that he had heard from God from that day forward. Decades of people praying through. Decades of people being baptized in Jesus' name. Because one man had a passion.
Yeah, come on. That's it.
My granddad, Bishop James Kilgore, he gave it all to the work of God. He gave it all to souls. He gave it all. He poured his life's blood into the work of God. And he was the second most powerful man in the United Pentecostal Church. But yet, he never gave that any thought. He was a servant to people. 38 years of his life, I watched him. I spent many nights at their house. I heard him pray. I saw him many times at our old church on Broadway saying, let's push a little further. Let's go a little further. We're not quite there yet. I saw him give until it hurt. And now he's being rewarded. But the truth of the matter is he paid a price. He was willing to travail. And it gave birth to a mighty revival and harvest. And on that night, and I will be coming to a close pretty soon, when all of that was transpiring, Brother David Shatwell was sitting in his home in Oklahoma. And all of a sudden, he felt a burden come over him. He said he felt like someone was shoving a briefcase down through his mouth and into his gut. So heavy. This was happening simultaneous to us being in the hospital. On the night my grandfather passed, he had a burden. God gave him a burden for Houston, Texas. And he came and he spoke in one of our churches. And he basically said, God is calling this city to travail. And if we don't travail, he will bring travail on us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You'll bring it. You'll bring it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot play the excuse card because we live in Abilene. We're not excused from prayer. We're not excused from intercession. I believe in our holiness standards and I'm not changing. But here's the thing. The highest standard of holiness is the standard of prayer. the standard of fasting. That has to be first and foremost. If we do not pray